So what is, module 4? 1, 2, 3. Module 1, 2, 3 was all about design. Okay, what should be there, what are all things that needs to be kept in mind, those things. Module 4, they go into what you call as the aspects of figuring out the most famous user interface. Okay, what is this? This is a very common, what you call home screen that you can think of a very famous product called as Microsoft Windows. Okay, so what is module 4? Module 4 is all about, you are going to study all about related to Windows. Okay, why Windows? Because again, Windows being a very famous user interface. Okay, I mean operating system, but from a user interface point of view. So whatever that you're going to see in the next entire this module is all about Microsoft Windows only. Okay, it's like we are trying to promote Microsoft Windows for the entire one module. So keep that in mind and then write the answers based on it. Okay, so what are the contents in it? Okay, all these things are contents right up to I think 1, 2, 3 or 4. You have it for your internals. Okay, types of Windows and all. Very, very direct questions. There is no twists and turns that will come right here. That will come in AIML. Okay. So there's no twists and turns that will happen here. It's all direct questions. Okay. When they ask characteristics, you're going to write characteristics. When they ask components, components like that. Standard, classic 10-mark questions. You need to put in everything that is there. Okay. The slides, the PPTs are done from a very detailed perspective so that however smaller versions of the questions they ask also, you should be able to sort of do it. Okay. So these are all the contents. You are right from characteristics, components, window presentation styles, types of windows, and right till here you will be having for your internals. Okay. Today and tomorrow's class, then the all other ones. Okay. So try to make sure that if people are reading for it. Okay. You have time of 2 days. Okay. For reading for your internals and other subjects. Okay, in terms of UID and other ones. Okay, so what is a window? Window is anything. Okay, anything which we basically work upon, but you are supposed to write a definition which is there for your exam. Okay, hey, set everything and just listen up here. Okay, no talking and all. So what is the thing that you need to keep in mind? Okay, what's a window? Window is a place where you work. But from a user interface point of view, what is the thing that you need to keep in mind? It's an area of a screen that is generally rectangular in shape, defined by, see again, I'm talking only about Microsoft Windows. Please keep that in mind. It's all about Microsoft Windows. Okay. No other operating system, no other user interface I'm going to look into. Okay. Of course, you can always relate it to ones which you know. Okay. So what is it? It's a rectangular shape defined by a border that contains a particular view of some area of a computer or some portion of a personal dialogue within the computer. Okay, where place where people will interact. Okay, it can be moved and it can be rendered independently on the screen. Next thing, window may be a small one containing a very, very short message, or it can be a very big one consuming everything that is there on the screen. Okay, based on how you see it, right? Based on how you work upon it, it will basically change like that or vary like that. Okay, then a display may contain 1, 2, or 3 windows within its boundaries. Okay, can be more than that also. Next, so what are the characteristics? Again, very, very first important question. So what are the characteristics? Okay, in this characteristics, what you learn? Okay, you basically learn into the most important question called advantages. Okay, so in that, a window is seen the following characteristics. What are the characteristics? First one, a name or a title allowing it to be identified. Everyone knows this. Next, a size of height and width. Okay, which can basically vary. You can always vary that. Okay, next, a state accessible or active or not so accessible. Okay, so what is the meaning of that? You can sort of make it true, right? I mean, you can lock it, you can sort of unlock it. That is a thing. Okay, a state, it can be sort of accessible or it can be even put as not so accessible also. Next, visibility, the portion of the screen that can be seen. Okay, that can be sort of screen or it cannot be seen also. Okay, the location relative to the display boundary. Okay, where do you think the entire items are there or the nomenclatures that are there. Okay, so that is in terms of the location. Okay, relative to its display boundary. Next, okay, presentation, that is in terms of how they are arranged. Okay, maybe title, it may be overlapping, it may be even cascading. The one that you see tiled, overlapping, cascading is nothing but the types of presentation. Okay, types of presentation, which you are going to see in the next sort of slides. Okay, the management capabilities. So methods for manipulation of a window on the screen. Okay, it's highlight. What is it? That is a part that needs to be sort of selected. So these are all the characteristics. You can write in your own words, but try to put in at least few parts that are there in your textbook. All of this is right from your textbook. So try to put in some things which is related to your textbook when you're going for exam. Okay, next. What are the things? Okay, the next part is in terms of the advantages of Windows. Okay, just think about it. When I'm using Windows, what are the things which is in terms of advantages to me? Okay, based on that, let me point a few points. So how you're going to do it? It's like this: presentation of different levels of information. So when I'm working with a Windows, I can sort of look through or get through information from different perspectives. Okay, presentation of different levels of information. Okay, information can be sort of examined in multiple levels, increasing levels in detail. So what is a simple example? A document table of contents that can be presented in a window. Okay, next, presentation of multiple kinds of information. First one and second one. This is different levels of information. Here, multiple kinds of information. Okay, 1, 2, 3 levels. 1, 2, 3 different kinds. Okay, so keep that in mind. Multiple kinds of information. Variable information that needs to be complete a task can be displayed simultaneously. Okay, next, an order processing system, a window which could sort of collect a customer account number in one window and retrieve the customer's name and shipping address in another window. Okay, everyone does this. Okay, simple example is you are searching for an item. Okay, what do? You open probably 2 or 3 websites: Flipkart, Amazon, say Myntra, okay, Snapdeal. So you basically open the same item in all 3-4 pages and then check for 2 things. Basically, one is cost, and obviously if you are in the need of that item very fast, then obviously work for the delivery date also. Okay, like that. Order processing system. So that's what you say. Multiple kinds of information that you can basically get through. Okay. Same thing only with different windows or different types of data for the same item. Okay. Things to be kept in mind. Okay. A third window could collect the details of the order. Okay. After which another window could present a factory's availability of or shipping dates of the desired items. Okay. When you sort of look into the ERP systems, okay, enterprise resource planning systems of companies. When you work on that, like SAP, okay, you heard of it, right? SAP systems or not, okay. So they work upon the entire aspect of the same thing, okay, the inbound, outbound items, all those things. So there it becomes very important, okay, where you're working simultaneously in different windows. Okay, next, sequential presentation of levels or kinds of information, one after other. Sequential means one after other. Okay, steps to accomplish a task can be sequentially presented. Okay, successive windows are presented until what? Until all the requests are sort of collected. Okay, key windows may be displayed, but others may appear or disappear whenever that is sort of necessary. Okay, next, access to different sources of information. You can get a lot of data from different places, okay, using the Windows user interface. Independent source of information may have access at the same time. The information may reside in different host computers, but different operating systems, different application files, area of the same file, you could always sort of get that. Okay, access to different sources of information. Okay, it may be presented on the screen alongside the problem, along with the facilitating solution for it. Okay, combining multiple sources of information. Okay, text from several documents may be reviewed and combined into one, which you people generally do when you are doing with a project. Okay, people ask you, bring in, when once you have met your guides and all, probably they would have asked you, right? Bring in few ideas to it. Okay, or bring in the literature survey, which basically means bring in, you selected one topic, you bring in at least 3 or 4 papers, recent papers, where you're working on it, okay, which you've studied related to it. So that is nothing but your data that you're going to bring in. Okay, so what is that? So text from several documents may have to be reviewed and combined into one, which you basically do as when you're putting it into form of a PPT and all. Okay, that's the next big thing in your 7th semester. when you are sort of presenting it the first time in terms of the project and all. Okay. So what is the next thing? Performing more than one task. Okay. Everyone knows this. We can do more than one task at a time. Okay. Waiting for long. While waiting for a long, complex procedure to finish, another can be performed. You open a website, it's not at all opening, and then obviously you work with the same thing. Okay. I mean, you can work with a different thing. Okay. So I have my, what do you call, MS Teams on. I'll be working on it. And at the same time, one more window will be having ESPN Quick Info, which I'll be sort of looking into the scores. Okay. Like that. So that is something that you need to sort of keep in mind. Okay. Performing more than one task can be sort of done. Okay. Then it can be even used for reminding things, right? So, I mean, you can put, majority of your laptop screens will be having a